Oh, there he is. Across the way. Left.
Okay.
This Russian video begins bizarrely with a hunter kicking a bear in the back. A reckless move with immediate, furious consequences. In the chaos that followed, the hunter dropped his camera as the animal retaliated. The footage captures only frantic movement and the sounds of the attack as the situation spirals out of control. Against all odds, the hunter managed to escape with only an injured hand. In this video from Limitless Outdoors, Justin and Colton were out hunting in the Alaskan Rockies when they found themselves confronted by an even bigger predator.
What a wild day.
After we got done skinning the wolf, we kept pressing up the drainage and got to this vantage point and were able to look down and see Colton's moose all decked up on the river. What we also saw that we weren't expecting, though, is a big brown bear on the carcass, and we knew as we had to go in there, we were in for a little bit of a confrontation, and we were wondering just how it was going to turn out.
While most hunters would cut their losses and retreat, Justin and Colton had traveled too far into this remote drainage to simply abandon their quarry. But as they prepared to approach, they faced a big disadvantage.
Our biggest disadvantage moving in on this kill was that we had to drop down in the brush and our visibility was extremely limited. So we tried to position ourselves in a way and be loud enough that this bear would know we were there and we could see him as far away as possible, which was not very far at all.
You got him?
Yep.
There he is. You got him? We don't want any problems, bud. We're just gonna get the meat.
I don't think he liked that.
The hunters tried making noise as they moved through the vegetation, desperately hoping the bear would hear them coming and keep its distance. But when they finally emerged with a clear line of sight, the situation was worse than they feared.
For some reason, that's not very comforting.
No.
Here he comes. He's right there.
As funny as this may sound, the feeling I had with this bear is that he was feeling us out and we were feeling him out, and we were trying to decide between the three of us who was going to get to keep what on this moose.
Hey, buddy.
Don't you dare.
The grizzly showed no intention of leaving. Justin and Colton found themselves in a tense negotiation with one of North America's most dangerous predators.
Those are not to-go bags.
After only about a minute of negotiations, this bear decided that the decked up moose belonged to me and Colton and that the gut pile belonged to him. So he headed back over there and decided to bury it up before he left and let us come and get our stuff.
He's trying to bury the moose.
The hunters hoped the bear would be satisfied with the gut pile and leave them to retrieve the meat. But the grizzly continued to watch, unwilling to surrender either.
This here's an Arctic standoff.
He doesn't want to leave.
No.
Should we back down and get across the creek?
Well, yeah.
Take the shallow spot?
You guys are going to load up like 10 feet away? All right. We're going to have to take our mates back.
Justin and Colton continue to push forward, closing the distance between them and the large predator.
He's right there still.
Yeah, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna pump up your raft. And I'm gonna
Stand guard.
be a bear guard. It's not super aggressive. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Lucky rototill bit.
Somehow, the hunters managed to get close enough to work while the bear remained nearby.
He's way bigger than I thought he was when I saw him across the way.
Yeah.
Look,
Let's get it.
look at the bear. Hey, bud, look, we're just gonna get our meat. You're gonna stay in there.
Oh, there he is. Across the way. Left.
Okay, look at me. Okay, pump up your ass. Get out of here.
Somehow, the hunters managed to get close enough to work while the bear remained nearby. One stood guard, while the other pumped up their raft, preparing to transport the meat downriver.
Oh, get us out farther, Colton, towards the bank. Careful, you. There you go. Man, we're loaded heavy.
Justin and Colton loaded their raft with their equipment and pushed off into the river's current, leaving the bear behind them. Nick and Ted of the hunting public were tracking deer in a remote backcountry when they heard something that would haunt them for years to come.
Alright, so me and Ted are set up. We ended up getting almost a mile and a half back in here. We're walking this ridge top like we were talking about. It ended up being 3 super fresh scrapes. I mean, they're just like completely pawed down. No leaves sitting on them or nothing. So we jumped up in a tree. Pretty dang high up in a tree. Yeah, real high. And we're actually like directly above one of the scrapes. But it's super tight in here. I mean, any shot's gonna be close at all. I mean, 20 and in, 25 and in maybe. But we feel good about it. So, best sign we found all week.
After settling into the final hunting spot of their trip, they heard something that shook them to their core. While waiting silently in their position, the first gunshot echoed through the trees.
I mean, there ain't nothing out here. Somebody is screaming at the absolute top of their lungs over there. Very not good obscenities to someone else. Right before that last gunshot, it sounded like a truck revving up or something, like in gravel, throwing gravel or something. Yeah. And then that gunshot was like, that one sounded like a rifle. That last one, all the other ones sounded like a handgun. That last one was like, pow.
Gunshots aren't uncommon in hunting areas, but what unsettled them were the screams. Someone was shouting obscenities, their voice filled with terror or rage. Nick and Ted exchanged worried glances as more gunshots followed.
not good's going on. Imagine if we would have ended up warping them on it, how close we would be to that.
We might have been able to see it. That's terrifying.
That is wicked.
Well, hopefully nobody got shot, but sure sounded like somebody did.
Sounds like somebody might have got killed over there.
The sounds of vehicles added to the chaos, engines revving on gravel, sudden movements, vehicles halting and speeding away.
Your vehicle.
Yep. Still screaming.
Sounds like somebody crying. He's saying somebody help.
I'm shaking. I mean, it sounds like a guy that's absolutely losing his mind over there. Completely. And maybe he shot somebody.
Something terrible was happening just 800 yards from their position. With no cell service and growing concern, they made the decision to leave immediately. As soon as they reached an area with service, they contacted authorities.
Yes. I've heard some stuff that I feel needs to be reported to the police department.
Okay.
I was hunting, me and a buddy were hunting, and at about 6:45, we heard gunshots, which is not uncommon, but then for 30 minutes straight or so, there was lots of screaming and just people, obscenities, and it sounded like something really bad was going on over there, and there was 20 or more gunshots ended up happening. And then I could hear vehicles taking off and coming to a halt, and we didn't know what to do, and we had no service, so we're trying to report and see if anything had been reported about there.
In the days that followed, Nick spoke with the state game warden who investigated the area. Strangely, they reported finding nothing, no evidence of the disturbing events that Nick and Ted had heard so clearly. Years after the hunting public uploaded their video, a commenter pointed out this chilling detail. After the gunshots, you could clearly hear someone scream, "Somebody help. You effing killed her. I'm from rural Missouri. Someone's daughter is probably missing." Let's take a listen and see if we can hear their voice. The mystery of what truly happened in these woods remains unsolved, with authorities providing no answers. Was it a robbery that spiraled out of control, or a personal confrontation that escalated into violence? Share your thoughts in the comments below. In 2014, Sergei, an experienced hunter, was on a solo expedition deep in Siberia's western Sayan Mountains, 60 miles from the nearest village. One night, while stalking the Manchurian wapiti, Sergei climbed into a tree and settled in to wait. That was when his nightmare began.
В общем, смеркается. Поэтому заранее нужно посмотреть, где какой пень торчит, запомнить местность. Вон с той стороны, слева от меня, тропа звериная к Солонцу тянется. Примерно со стороны избушки. Там избушка заброшенная, уже старая. Вот в этом месте где-то тропа выходит.
At first, everything seemed normal, but around 1 o'clock in the morning, strange metallic sounds of unknown origin broke the silence.
Твою мать.
keep in mind, the man was in the middle of the forest, roughly 60 miles from the nearest village. The sounds continued, strange and rhythmic metallic knocking that persisted for what felt like an eternity. The faint, rhythmic, metallic knocking continued for about half an hour before it began to change, sounding completely different from before. Sergei knew the call of every animal in the taiga, but he couldn't make sense of what he was hearing. At this point, he had decided to end his hunt, and was heading back to camp to try and make sense of the situation. But on the way back, he heard new noises, this time much closer.
Там тоже бурелом. Там огромное лежит. О, блядь. Тихо, 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 братан. О-о-о. Ты чё, блядь?
Something was out there, and it seemed to be tracking his movements. Realizing the situation was critical, Sergei climbed back into a tree to defend himself from above.
Не боись, не боись, не боись. Тихо, осторожно. Опять вниз не улети. Тихо.
The sounds intensified. Whatever was out there wasn't backing down. It was circling him, getting closer with each passing moment. After firing several shots into the dark, a scream can be heard echoing through the forest. The sound stopped for a while, but only for an hour. Then the noises returned, louder and closer than before.
Вот развлечение это идти, твою мать. Ну-ка, давай-ка туда. Ай, сволочи. Утро близко. Вас не боюсь, нахуй. А чё надо спать, я вас не боюсь. Я покажу, блядь, гад.
The intensity of the situation was escalating. Whatever was stalking Sergei wasn't giving up.
Нет, 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 нет. Фонарь не убирай, нахуй, пусть светит. Хер с ней с батареей, тут до утра недалеко. Блядь, да их до хера там, ёб твою мать. Тихо, тихо, старик. Сейчас покажу, блядь, гады. Там тоже, блядь. Куда стрелять-то, хуй его знает, туда или туда, блядь. Блядь, близко совсем. Палец курка убери. Блин, патронов-то сколько осталось? Блин, смотри-ка, сразу тихо стало.
After several shots, silence fell once again. A tense, uneasy silence that lasted until morning. What really happened to him that night? What did he encounter in the dark forest? Was it simply an animal producing those unnatural sounds? Later in his expedition, Sergei came across old traces of human activity, trees marked with cuts for collecting resin, and not far from them, an abandoned camp. In the video's comment section, viewers immediately began speculating about what Sergei encountered that night, from shamans to evil spirits, and even Bigfoot. But the truth is, no one knows what actually happened that night. Perhaps Sergei simply stumbled upon another hunter, and in the isolation of the wilderness, they both frightened each other. Whatever it was, the experience left a lasting mark on everyone who watched the footage. On December 13th, 2024, Mark from Northeast Georgia, kayak fishing, invited his longtime friend John for what should have been an ordinary day on the water. But soon, they stumbled upon a horrifying discovery.
The fishing's not good. Can't catch them. We're going to go up the river, the faster part of the river now.
For the first few hours, everything was perfect. They cast their lines and let the current carry them further downstream. Then, they spotted something floating in the distance. Mark's immediate reaction was disbelief. He wondered if this could be some kind of Halloween decoration that had somehow ended up in the lake. But the closer he looked, the more horrifyingly real it became.
A human being? Copy that.
Say again?
Copy. I think we got a dead body here. Yep, we do. A dead body. Oh my god, a dead body. I found a dead body. Oh my god, a dead body. I gotta call the police. It's right there. God, a dead body. Call 911. Jacob.
There was no denying what was floating in front of them. It was a human body. Mark immediately called 911, his voice shaking as he tried to explain the situation to the dispatcher.
I can't tell. I don't want to sit here and poke at it and shit. 911. I am fishing on Lake Emery and I have come across a dead body.
We're out on Lake Emery.
I am putting at the boat ramp and I was going down towards the discharge the water station discharge, and I'm kind of in between the discharge and the boat ramp, heading down towards the dam.
Okay. Are you in the water?
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at it. I mean, it looks like a dead body. I mean, there's a hand sticking up. There's a rotted face. I don't know if it's some kind of stupid Halloween spooky thing, but I'm not touching it. So,
As they made their way to the boat ramp to meet the officers, Mark shared a disturbing detail.
I guess I'll go back up to the boat ramp and wait for him.
Yeah, I'll go up that way too.
Okay. Hey, and there's shoes at the boat ramp, dude. There's just a pair of like little Crocs, not like a girl-sized Crocs, just sitting there at the boat ramp. Weird. Yeah, I saw them when I put the boat in. They were just like two little Crocs, and you. Yeah.
Earlier that day, they had received an Amber Alert about a little girl that had gone missing. The fishermen feared for the worst.
Report of a girl missing?
Yeah, it was like a young. It's hard to tell by that face. It was like a young girl. I just saw it come on my. Come across the. Yeah. But there's no way that would decay in that fast. I mean, I don't know how long they said she was missing in that little thing, but.
Yeah, this looks like it's been there a minute.
Yeah.
The police quickly cordoned off the area, turning what had once been a peaceful lake into a crime scene. Shaken but determined to help, Mark and John stayed behind to give their statements before being sent on their way.
Well, you saw that, found a body, but we're out here on the river. We're going to try to catch some bass. We're going to try to keep on going. I mean, that's kind of depressing. I really hope it's not a child. I mean, I really do. It's just, I don't know. But, we're going to be fishing, and I'll be checking back with you.
A few months after the video was published, someone in Mark's comments section revealed what had happened that day. They said, "Her name is Ethel Marie Ogle. She drowned. No foul play. Thankfully, she wasn't a little girl. It's still terribly sad, though. According to her sister, their mother already outlived one child. Ethel was the second she's lost." In the video's description, Mark mentioned that the woman had struggled with mental illness, leaving people to wonder whether her drowning was accidental or not. Still, her death was tragic, and Mark's discovery brought much-needed closure to her family. Muskrat of Muskrat Outdoors and his wife Cindy were checking their bear bait station when they spotted an old trail they'd never noticed before. What they found there would raise disturbing questions about who left it behind.
Come across something here extremely strange. I'm not really sure what to make of this. We found an old trail here. We walked down the trail, and here hanging in this tree here, right underneath that pole, was what I thought was a barrel that was probably used as a martin box. What it turned out to be is an old milk can, and stranger yet, the lid was on it. I pulled the lid off of it, and look at this. What in the world? Why would anybody... That's a pine marten. It's all been skinned and stretched. This is a coyote. Looks like several coyotes.
By the time they'd emptied the container, they discovered the pelts of several different animals.
Okay, this is this is really strange. I don't understand any of this. This old milk can here that was hanging in this tree. It was right here. In fact, there's part of the wire it was hanging on. Just kind of up underneath this tree here. That milk can had a coyote in it, 2 marten that were loose, a fox with a marten that was stuffed inside of the fox, so 3 marten, a fox, a coyote, and 2 badgers. They've been here a long time. They've turn green and moldy, but they're all stretched, fleshed, dried, ready for sale, stuffed into a milk can, tied to a tree. In the middle of nowhere. This spot here is probably, I'm guessing 25 miles from the closest town or house. Let's see, 20, 40, 60, 80, there's at least $100 worth of furs there, even on a bad year. And why would you go through that much effort and then just leave it there, tied to a tree?
The questions became impossible to ignore. What would make a trapper abandon a season's worth of work? Why hide the pelts in a milk can instead of taking them to market? And most disturbing of all, what prevented them from ever coming back?
Kinda don't feel right just leaving these critters laying in the woods, but they're not good for nothing, and I don't know. What a waste. The marten were skinned with the feet on. That's kind of time consuming, getting those little toe bones out of there. We don't have that many badger in this area. Almost like he got them someplace else.
Still, after years of decay, the pelts were worthless now. There was nothing to be done. As they prepared to leave, Muskrat had one more realization that sent chills down his spine.
Actually, really kind of strange, but I don't know if I believe in the whole Bigfoot tree structure things, but this one is a little weird. Actually, somebody was cutting some of this up for firewood, but it's a very strange stack, the way they've got it all tangled in this tree.
Someone had been cutting pieces for firewood, but the arrangement was bizarre. The logs were woven through tree branches in a pattern that made no practical sense. In the comments section of the video, viewers began sharing stories. Tales of missing trappers and hunters who'd vanished in wilderness areas just like this one. Some were eventually found, their remains scattered by animals. Others simply disappeared, leaving behind only questions. One detail kept nagging at those who watched the footage. If the trapper had met with an accident or gotten lost, why was the milk can so carefully secured? Why take the time to hang it properly if you were in distress? The milk can now sits in Muskrat's possession, but the questions remain unanswered.